The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble! You are watching Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll help you take it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, he is our riddle inside of an enigma trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Indeed. Next, he is our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the cowl. He's our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
Yeah, I'm here.
Indeed you are, sir.
I'm usually not
Indeed.
here at this time. I'm like 5 minutes early today.
Right. Oz's shift starts like 15 minutes after the show starts. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Moses Magnum. He is having some technical difficulties, but will be here momentarily. So fret not, good people. And as for myself, my name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mary Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We got a great show for you today because we are going to be talking to you all about the Netflix animated series Blue Eye Samurai, and we're going to be talking to you all about the return of Marvel's most prominent superhero, Night Thrasher. Indeed. So we got Night Thrasher #1 that we're going to review. Blue Eye Samurai we're going to discuss. We're going to talk to you about some comic book news and whatever else it is that you all want to talk about. And we'll tell you how it is you can get down with Fantastic Forum, so you can let us know what it is you want to talk about in just a moment. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, this show would not exist. So thank you, Scott Rubin. Hope all is going well for you, good sir. And with that said, let's have the intern do her thing.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
Indeed.
Speaking of Scott, I was randomly on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
And I saw he's selling the Nitropod.
Yeah. Yeah, he is selling the Nitropod, like the truck, not the business.
Not
How
the
much?
business.
I got $5 on it. How much?
He wants $65,000. But apparently he's going electric.
Yes.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, no. Like, not only is it exciting, but he's excited about it.
Like, he's getting an electric Nitropod?
He's getting. Oh, well, go ahead, Jay. But
yeah, basically.
I don't know why Lawrence laughed at my question when apparently it was a legitimate question.
No, it's not.
He's getting an electric Nitropod.
I wasn't.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I wasn't laughing at your question. I was laughing at the fact, like, I'm like, why am I answering when Jay was talking? I'm like, let me just shut up. I don't have to talk all the time. That's why I was laughing.
No, you can answer. Like, you probably do know more and better than I do. Like, I know you're still like keeping up with Scott. I just happened to see a Facebook post.
Yeah.
I don't know if an all electric one is like, he's gonna drain that sucker quick with all the electronics he runs in it. He's definitely not gonna be able to broadcast from the thing unless he gets a generator.
Yeah, he's not really doing as much the whole like food truck aspect of it. Yeah, Tiger Claw says, "Why, Jay? You want to buy it? You want to buy it from him? You want the Nitropod, Jay?"
No, I'm just remarking on the end of an era. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, like I remember when he first got it, it was like
Mm-hmm.
this new thing, the frozen liquor ice cream deal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
we would see him like at the conventions, like selling, and it's like
Right.
I'd walk through it with a black light before I buy it.
What do you think Scott is doing and has done to the Nitropod?
Look, he's got kids now.
He sells nice cream.
Yeah,
Moses Magnum, ladies and gentlemen, in the
Extra
building.
cream.
Yeah,
Rat boy.
with the friggin' you got the whole was it the walleye going on? Like,
Wow.
Stupid shit. My GoPro is supposed to be a webcam today, and then the program won't run to do the settings. So I put the automatic settings, and it does this. I have the regular settings I normally use, but it's giving me this. So here we are.
here we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next Supergirl.
My cheese.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, man.
So yeah,
fucking bullshit.
go ahead.
No, it's all bullshit. It's giving me trouble. Then I have to update it's a mess.
I'm sorry, Mo.
It doesn't have a USB out. For all this money for this goddamn GoPro, doesn't have your USB out, or like a fucking a HDMI out.
Damn. Yeah, man. I'm sorry, friend. I hope it works out eventually. Like, yeah, listen, we're just happy you're here.
Ukraine who should fix this.
What?
Biden's gonna be worried about Ukraine. He should be fixing this.
Oh, dude, there it is. We need Congress to allocate funds to Moses's webcam.
We have problems at home.
We have problems at home.
Dude,
So,
you see those ugly ass Trump sneakers? Like, did you see those?
I gave Larry a pair like 10 years ago.
They look like somebody spray painted some old Nikes.
No, it's the creative reaction. If you look at the old school creative reactions, they look like that. And I gave Larry it was black and gold with gold. It was black with gold tiger stripes. He doesn't wear them. They're not. I'm not that
credit supporting Trump. Was that the genesis of that?
No, he ripped off my design of the shoes I used to like to wear. That's the problem.
Yeah, sue him. Everybody else is.
Yeah.
And they're winning.
And they're winning.
If you want to buy a new webcam, just go to New York, say you're not here legally. They'll give you $10,000.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
It is now, actually.
Is that how it works? Okay. Just give you $10,000 for being undocumented.
A plane flight is not that expensive to New York right now. So
yeah, but then they make me want to go back. They have to go back to Florida or wherever the fuck with that money.
Nah, you'll go to it's just in a debit card.
No, but they don't want you there. That's the thing. They're giving you money to get the fuck out. It's not. It's the hypocrisy of the sanctuary city thing.
Hey, we'll fucking come back home. There, like, all right, buy a plane ticket back home. You're out.
Anywho,
just made 9 G's.
Times 4 if we all do it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a tough time selling myself as an undocumented immigrant.
I don't think you'd ever have a problem selling yourself, Lawrence.
Well, he's doing a good job of selling himself short.
All right, we're going down a bad path. We should start.
So
I apologize.
But going back, we were talking, Mo, you just came in, we were talking about, Jay was saying he saw that Scott selling the Nitropod, like the vehicle on Facebook.
Oh, yeah?
And Tiger Claw asked if Jay wanted to buy it. But yeah, it turns out that Scott is getting an electric vehicle. And he doesn't he doesn't really do like the food truck scene as much anymore.
Mhm.
He does more like more private events. So it'll be primarily for transport and for like promotion or whatnot.
So is he giving up on making it like a broadcasting truck?
Yeah. He hasn't been doing that for I don't know how long. Which, I like the idea of it being a broadcasting truck, but apparently that idea did not come to fruition.
You don't need that anymore, really.
Right. Like your broadcast studio's in your pocket, right?
Yeah. Like I'm the dummy here using this, trying to use a GoPro as a webcam because I could use my phone and I need to.
It's okay. You're not a dummy, Mo. You just you wanted a particular quality. Whoa, Mo. Hold on, man. No. But anyway, yeah. If you want to get down with Fantastic Forum, you can go ahead and go to fantasticforum.live. We'll take your comments directly out of chat, like we did with Tiger Claws, and bring them into the show, like we did with Tiger Claws. And like we'll talk about what you want to talk about. But right now we're actually going to go into some comic book news. So with that said, let's make that happen.
Comic book news. We should have a like current. Well, not like that, but like.
So,
right.
The Borderlands trailer dropped today.
The Borderlands video game?
Movie.
TV show. I thought it was a TV
No,
show.
the show. The TV show,
What?
yeah, on the Prime.
The one with Goggins?
Yeah, Walton Goggins.
Wait, it's a TV show?
No, it's a movie. With the
Is it animated?
No,
it's live action.
It's Kevin Hart.
Are you sure you're not talking about the TV show?
It's the TV show.
So I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to get it straight. Like,
they say it's a movie.
Who's they?
The producers.
Producers are idiots.
Wait, why are they idiots?
Look what they did with Madam Web.
Those aren't the same producers.
They're all the same people.
They're all the same.
It's a small group.
Producers be producing.
It's Kate
Okay.
Winslet, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Kevin Hart. Jack
Hart.
Black. And I forgot the other two.
Wait, did you say Fallout or Borderlands?
I said Borderlands. Fallout is a TV show coming from Amazon.
All right, no, I was confused. My mistake. I apologize.
Oh, Jesus, man, come on.
Yeah, I was confused. What a moron.
as a preeminent opener of Fallout boxes, and plus I was just being afraid about that. I got sorry. It's in my head. I was playing with my package earlier.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, my bad.
Y'all got me out here questioning Jay. You all know Jay don't talk until he knows stuff.
So it was a full trailer because I saw the poster.
Yeah, the teaser trailer dropped yesterday. The full trailer dropped today.
Is Wolverine in it?
No. Like, hardly anyone is in it. It's weird. Everyone just sounds off.
Mo, would you be upset if that Deadpool movie has multiple Wolverines that are different actors? Like all the ones we thought we talked about might be it, like actually show up as a version of Wolverine.
I want to hear more about the Borderlands TV show.
Wait.
No, yeah, Jay, finish your story. I'll get back to that later.
We'll get back to it. Sorry, I'm distracted today.
Yeah.
No, that was the trailer dropped and everyone sounds weird.
Yeah.
And
now, when you say they sound weird, what's that mean?
Well, it means I've been listening to the characters for like 3+ games, and everyone sounds different.
Well, like
Well, but
Jack Black is Claptrap, right?
Yeah, like
Which is
it's
no,
weird
'cause
because
You
he's
have a voice actor for Claptrap that sounds just like Claptrap.
right.
Without, I haven't seen the trailer, but you have. I'm assuming Jack Black does not sound like Claptrap. He sounds like Jack Black.
Um, both. Like he
both.
sounds like Jack. He sounds like Jack Black, but he also has a filter that sounds like Claptrap. So he sounds like both at the same time. Like
That sounds like a win.
it's not.
No.
It's
Black
really
Claptrap.
distracting.
Jack Black.
You know, I love Jack Black. Like I would consider myself a Jack Black fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's just the voice is off.
Jack Black is the same in just about every movie he does, and that's not Claptrap.
I don't know if I would say that, but I get what you're saying. And yeah, I don't know, like he sounds like the attitude, like he can play a Claptrap unit. He just doesn't sound it. And I know they are doing, like, there are a couple of jokes where I'm like, oh, that's a little off. But for the most part, he acts fine. It's just the voice is a little distracting. And Kevin Hart, like, is bouncing between actually doing a decent Roland and being himself. So it's like,
Who's he playing?
Roland,
No.
the black character from the first 2 games.
Okay.
Wow. Tiny Tina's like,
Oh my
the
god,
person that does Tiny Tina in the games is an actual actress.
like she doesn't look or sound like Tiny Tina, and it's like it's not just her voice; it's like the way she speaks. Like she does not speak the way Tiny Tina does.
Who's playing Salvatore?
Not sure if he's in it.
Oh,
Like not everyone is in it.
but you said everyone sounded off.
Everybody.
I'm kidding. I'm just
Yeah, everyone that's in it.
Yeah, no, I'm just messing with you.
Is Roland short like Kevin Hart?
No. And for the most part, I think they are putting him up on lifts. So like,
No. Are you serious?
yeah, like he does come up to like people's shoulders. Like they're doing their best to hide how short he is.
Well, but isn't
In
the
trailer,
rest
at
of the
least.
cast primarily women?
Yeah.
But he's a big little man.
So the women are short already, probably, right? So if he's coming to the
But
shoulders,
Kevin Hart is really short. Like I don't think you understand how
like,
short Kevin Hart is.
Like normally he only comes up to their waist.
Like he should be
You're
the next
dumb.
Wolverine.
You were dumb. He should be the next Wolverine.
Well, he could be Puck.
No, he can't.
Yeah, he
No, he can't. Tiger Claw in chat, I saw earlier, he said that the trailer is giving off this Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. I don't
That's
know
what
if Tiger
people
Claw
are
means that as a...
saying.
Okay, what's that mean, though? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, I don't even know.
People are saying it like it's a good thing.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're 2 different properties. Like they should not be the same.
No,
And,
I would agree.
Yeah. In any case, it's coming out August 9th.
August 9th?
I don't think I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm
Did
going
we
to see it,
Uh-huh.
but I don't think I'm looking forward to it.
I know.
Jamie Lee Curtis is Dr. Tannis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I know what we're doing for Jay's birthday now.
It's weird. Like, I don't know if they get Tannis right. I would love to see her portrayal of Tannis. But I'm not sure if they're gonna do it right.
Okay.
Because Tannis is insane. Like, she's been alone too long. She sees ceiling chairs.
I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is an amazing actress. I don't know if she can pull off Manic. I don't think I've ever seen her do that.
That's true.
Dude, Roland is the same height as Tiny Tina. Like, if that's them trying to hide it, they didn't try hard enough.
So
I don't see any
That's
tattoos on Kate Blanchett. Isn't she supposed to be? Yeah, she's supposed to have the blue tattoos, and
they'll probably come out when she's using her powers. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I want this movie to be good and to succeed. What they've given us in the trailer, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah.
So
it's not looking good to me. It looks like a giant green screen nightmare.
Did we talk about this before, that this movie was happening?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Must have been talked about because it's Eli Roth, and it's been through a couple of different production teams at this point.
It almost seemed like it wasn't going to happen, and then Jamie Lee Curtis came in that she's on board. That's when we got like confirmation and stuff.
Right. And they've been giving out they've been giving out information little by little since, like, I feel like 6 months ago, 4 or 6 months ago.
Wow. Okay. Like, I'm just like, I'm looking like this feels like it's coming out of nowhere for me, but I just didn't remember, I guess.
Surprise. Yeah. It ain't Disney. He don't give a fuck.
I don't think that's true, but you know.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Tiger Claw says, I've seen some people out there being on negative over this trailer, but I love what I'm seeing. I'm very open when it comes to movies like this. I just hate how people are cynical these days and not giving it a chance without seeing it first.
And he says that on Fantastic Four.
It looks like it should be streamed.
Admittedly, yes. I've seen some of the comments, and a lot of people, or some people, are just writing it off completely, and that I don't think you should do.
Yeah.
But the first trailer is not awe-inspiring.
Well, hopefully this movie doesn't get review bombed to the ground like Madam Web did.
Yeah, they were so hurtful to Madam Web, like, just for the crime of being a female-led film.
And it's so weird. Did you watch it, Oz, at all?
Yes, I watched it.
But yeah, it only made like 17 million in the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was like, fuck, like, it's not that bad. And, you know, I point out the bad things in it, but those bad things are, you know, they're just comic-y stuff.
So Oz, what did you think, man? Because obviously Mo and Jay liked it.
Dakota Johnson isn't a good actress.
What else has she been in?
50 Shades.
Oh yeah, you did say that. I forgot. Right. Okay, continue.
I haven't seen those. This is like the first movie of hers that I've seen, and she's not good. And normally I blame the scripts. The script wasn't that good either. But when you have somebody like Sydney Sweeney and the other two girls, whose name I forget, because like
you're such a bastard.
Like, trying. They're putting effort in what they have to say, and Dakota Johnson, especially like when she actually becomes Madam Web and she's got the costume. Lawrence, you haven't seen it, right?
Mm-mm.
You've seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
She's Bran the Broken. Like, she talks like that for no reason.
Oh. Huh.
It's
She was good in
Well,
Bad
the thing
Times
is-
at the El Royale.
I didn't see that either.
I saw that. I
Yeah.
don't remember her at all.
I don't remember her, but I
It could be a
remember
good sign if
that
she's just like, vanished into the character.
I remember everyone doing like a really good job. Like I'm pretty sure she was the one who shot the guy hiding behind the mirrors.
Yeah. That's about right.
And she was, I mean, everyone did great in that movie, I thought. Like,
Yeah. And she is like, that's one thing I said when we talked about it last week. Is like she's not the greatest actress, but she's doing her part here. And as far as like Madam Web doing that for no reason, that Madam Web, that's how she is. she's just she's a couch that talks. Like that's about spiders and mystical stuff. And now when you get to Julia Carpenter, it's a little different because she's not paralyzed. But
Mm-hmm.
that Madam Web, that's how she is. She is broken through the and yeah, I people are really like talking shit about this movie, and it's almost not fair. Like
I
feel
want to see what the original cut of this movie was, because when you get to the point that I think you guys mentioned it, that the villain like actually dubbed his voice, and you can like you could actually it looks like a like an old kung fu movie where his lips are moving but it doesn't match the words. I want to know what it feels like. It was a completely different movie that at some point just got redone, and I don't know who stepped in or why. I want to see that original cut, or at
we
least
should
the
outlaw
original.
test screenings.
And that might be it.
Why would we outlaw test
well,
screenings?
here's the and this is the problem. This is one of the problems. I've been working on a manifesto of sorts, where it's like part of the reason that these movies are sucking and people are having superhero fatigue is because they're really just watering down a lot of these characters for either demographic advantage or of course monetary gain, but like they change a lot of the essence of the characters, and just to give you either something they think is different because they might be too similar to another hero, or all these, but they're really ignoring what the character was in the first place. And I've watched that happen with Echo. I watched it happen a little bit with Loki. I watched that happen with in this case, Madam Web. Like they don't know what the fuck to do with her power, because she's supposed to be a guiding figure for heroes. Yeah, but they're trying to give her an origin story, and they don't know what to do with her. They cure her of her issue, and they're like, oh wait, we got to give her issue because that's what she is, and then give it to her anyway. And it's like, Larry, you said something like it's maybe it's a way of saying like you can't escape destiny. Like, hey, nah, the movie didn't put it that way. It's literally they don't know she's a mutant, and sometimes part of having a mutant clairvoyant power means that your body suffers. You lose your hair.
Yeah. Destiny is like that, right? Destiny's blind. There's no eyes.
But you can see everything. And even here they do that where it's like, yeah, sorry you can't see. It's like, oh, I see more than you know. Yeah. And they show like the future of the characters. And really like this movie is like Terminator 1 with superheroes, and like it's not as bad as they're pointing it out to be or making it out to be.
I also think part of the problem is I would have been a lot more angrier if I hadn't listened to Fantastic Forum last week as they discussed it on their show, because the trailers made it seem like we were going to see the Spider Women.
Yeah,
right.
And it's like a minute at the most.
Right, but
it's nothing.
Again, like you're getting a movie where you're protecting John Connor. You don't see John Connor being John Connor for more than like 3 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. You guys softened the blow for me.
Yeah, but that's the thing. And when you talk about superhero fatigue, it's like part of these movies all are the same. They're formulaic. This one gives you a little something different, and people don't like it. And it goes back to like this is a problem we had with comics with like Dan Didio talking about like 52 and New 52 and all that shit, because it's like people get bored of the same thing, and then when you give them something different, they don't like it either. And
Right.
it's like they call it stupid or derivative or whatever, and it's like, and then they don't read independent comic books, like beneath the trees where nobody sees, which is in the news.
I love that book so much.
Have you seen the new covers?
I did see them.
Mhm.
Mo posted the new covers
Yeah.
in our Discord.
Dude,
And
I wish I had them
they
here
look
because
great.
that was my news story. Yeah, they fucking
Oh, pull them up.
amazing. I don't have.
Yeah, I'll do that. I can
Yeah.
go to our Discord
Yeah.
and share
But
it.
you can talk about it while Jay's pulling it up, Mo.
Yeah, basically it's the reprints for like cover, because they're selling out. Looks, I think at this point they're like at third printings, and so they're making new covers. So they have a like a Riley Rosmo cover, and like
Ooh, I
what
like
is it?
Riley Rosmo.
Yeah, dude, I love him. No homo, but
Yeah, a little homo.
yeah, a little bit.
I don't.
He deserves it. He's talented.
I don't even
right,
think
you
you got
put
to
in
say
the
that
artwork.
anymore.
What,
Huh?
a little?
What?
What, you can't say you could be a little bit?
No, you can be as homosexual as you want to be these days. That's okay.
Gee, Lars, thanks for your
Look like
approval, I guess.
Yeah. So there's that one is the Riley Rosmo cover,
That's crazy.
and then there's the Jesse Lonergan cover, and these are gonna be in stores
Wow.
April 3rd. But this looks better than the original covers. You know what I mean?
Wait,
Like,
is that the like number 3 just came out recently, right?
yeah. So it's the second printing for number 3. The other one I think is the third printing for number 2. I think is what it. Let me
Yeah. That's very cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, third printing for number 2 is the Riley Rosmo. I can't wait to get the trade paperback with all these covers in it, because
the digital trade.
And the story is just so good. Like, I love her as a character. Like, she's awesome. She's going around like spying on people, and it's just good. I know we're not reviewing that right now, so I won't get too into it.
Yeah. Emily says Mo isn't homo, he's moho. Look, that's probably true.
knows he better than everybody.
So cool. So yeah. What else is happening in the news, gents? Anything else
That's
that
one of
we
your
wanna...
stories. You have to do homework too.
Indeed.
IDW released info on one of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics.
Oh, what they say?
Coming out. It's going to be, they're doing a, hold on, news. Night Watcher, which is, and I know Tiger Claw will correct me if I'm wrong, Raphael's vigilante persona.
The one with the
that's going to be the one with the suit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Night Watcher.
Yeah, that's one of the comics coming out of the whole new Turtleverse.
That's interesting. Is that going to be a limited series, you think, or is that going to be ongoing?
Tiger Claw, is that limited or ongoing?
Yeah, Tiger Claw. There it is. Yeah. So
I'm sure Tiger will let us know.
Yeah, Tiger Claw
but
says
it's being written by, I believe, Junie Bai.
Tiger Claw says it says ongoing. Okay. So that's interesting. Like, are they trying to Are they trying to Wolverine Raphael? They're
Nah.
like, let's spin them out. And then when
No,
they launch their next comic in the Turtle universe, Raphael will be on that team too.
what it is, it's we thought of different ideas we could go with. When we got rid of Transformers, we dumped that property, and GI Joe. We decided to go focus on what we have, which is Ninja Turtles and Star Trek. So we're really like putting effort in there.
Big shout out to Heather Antos. She's great. She does good things.
Yeah, we brought her on board too.
Okay.
She's like the main Star Trek person, if you don't know.
Thanks for letting us know. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys heard, but I know how much you all love horror. And I know how
I
much you all
do.
love comics.
I love
I
it.
I don't know if you heard that EC Comics, which is friggin' like horror comic book royalty, EC Comics is coming
Yeah.
back as an imprint
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
on Oni.
It made me so happy and so sad.
I can tell. Why so sad?
There's a comic, there's a story, and I think Tales from the Crypt or something, like one of the EC books, there's a story
Mm-hmm.
called Gone,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't find it. And it's like,
So you would say it's gone?
yeah, it's like one of my favorite haunted house stories ever. Like,
Okay.
it's so good because it's all from the outside of the house.
It's a haunted house story told from outside the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
where basically this kid and his friend, like his friend goes into this house that's haunted, and then people keep coming up to him like, "Hey, where's your friend?" He's like, "He went into the house and never came back." And so everyone, like the people, keep going into the house and not coming back.
Mhm.
And then
Mm.
eventually, he's just there, like, "Well, fuck it, I might as well go in too." And he goes in and doesn't come back.
Damn.
It's like awesome. Seeing the haunted house from the
I
outside
might,
is
I
like,
might have that actually digitally.
oh, if you have that, please share.
Yeah, I don't know what number it is, but I believe it is a Tales from the Crypt or the first one where it's like Tales to Astonish or whatever, like or Spine Tinglers, like the one of the early ones. But 'cause
Right.
I do have like digitally the entire run from like I don't know from like 50 to 70, so it should be in there somewhere. If not, I
Yeah,
hope
like you can't imagine how useful typing EC Comics Gone
Yeah.
is into a search engine.
Yeah.
So Oni is publishing 2 issues of EC Comics, or is saying they're going to do 2 issues of EC Comics, or I should say 2 EC Comics titles monthly, and is going to have a rotating cast of creators. And the list, I mean, it's a long list of people, but just some of the names that are associated: Jason Aaron, Brian Azzarello, Cullen Bunn, Cecil Castellucci, Joshua Hale
Oh, I love
Fialkov,
her.
Matt,
Love him.
Matt Kent, friggin' Peter Krause, Dustin Weaver. Like that's literally like just like it's not even half of the people that they've listed. So
That's
but
great. That is mad. That is some talent.
so the
Also, I
first
didn't know who Dustin Weaver is, and now like I get a reference that I didn't get before. Nice.
wait, what now?
What?
What?
Oh, I said
No.
Dustin Weaver. I didn't realize he was a person. Spider-Man mentioned him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Got
was
it.
like Dennis Weaver, the Great Weave. Like, I always get them mixed up.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Uh,
Spider-Man, he's so random.
so the first comic coming out will be Epitaphs from the Abyss, which is coming out in July, and then Cruel Universe, which is coming out in August. So yeah, so you horror folks can be looking out for that. Comic books is my chosen medium for horror, so like if I'm gonna mess with it, that's where I like to mess with it. But
You gotta watch the trailer for Imaginary.
listen, you
The
have to
new
watch the
the
trailer for
new
Imaginary.
trailer is so much better
Yeah.
than the old one. It's like
Yeah.
they used the song Just My Imagination, and you can't make that song scary. Like, it's not scary, it's not creepy, it's just a fun song or a boring song, depending on if you're in the mood for it or not. And like, it's all over the first trailer, and it's like, come on, guys, that's not. This is bad.
Joe's
But their second
disappointed in your
trailer,
horror attempts.
yeah, this second trailer is pretty good.
What song do they use in this one?
Oh, they still use Imagination, but it's only at the end. It's not throughout the whole trailer.
Mm. Okay. It's like I've it's been interesting how they all have like they'll use songs that aren't necessarily like normally seen as horror songs, but then they slow it down and add like the kind of distortion to it, and all of a sudden those songs seem scary.
Except the Just My Imagination. Like, they tried it failed.
Okay.
I'm
What
gonna do it.
would it be
I'm gonna
harder
do
to do it for? Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna do it with This Little Light of Mine.
Listen, I think that would
Don't
actually work.
don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure someone did it already.
You're probably right. It does sound
Yeah.
a little familiar.
Like, I think there
Someone
was
should
a horror movie that did that.
someone should do it with Hey Ya.
Oh yeah. Or
That
Party
would be
Rock.
awesome. Like if you could make Party Rock, like if you could make Hey Ya scary, that would be wild. Look, I'm looking at you, Jordan Peele. Where you at? No, Hey Ya. And that should be the title of the movie too. Hey Ya. Oh, jeez. We got any other news we want to talk about before we start doing some reviews?
Let's get into
Henry
the.
Cavill's joining Disney.
Oh yeah.
I think I did hear about that.
I didn't see an article, but I did see a meme.
He's signed to a MCU project,
Yeah.
and yeah, obviously everybody started saying, "Oh, Captain Britain," but now I'm hearing Doctor Doom.
Henry Cavill would be a good Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
He should be Cyclops.
What?
He'd be a
No,
good
Cyclops can never be that dreamy.
Why would you? My thing is, why would you want to cover that face?
No, but for Doctor Doom, that would be great because like Doom,
Yeah.
like I like the version of Doom that thinks he's like totally disfigured, and then
Yeah.
he gets his mask knocked off, and he just has like one little scar on his face, and it's like, my God, he's all super handsome. You're like, how dare you? I love that version of Doom. He's like, don't look at my shame. No, you're like, this fool's tripping. Still got a scratch, and he's like, my thing.
That's like Mo when he gets a pimple.
Yeah.
Where's the Phantom of the Opera mask?
Oh, wait. I don't know why the idea of Mo and a Phantom of the Opera mask is so funny.
It's like me when my webcam doesn't work.
Oh, jeez, man. I would not say Doctor Doom would be the first place I would probably think of to put Henry Cavill. I'm not like Captain Britain, I feel like he would be a waste for that, honestly.
Yeah,
Which
yeah, that I feel that too because that's what I saw him with the clothes. But again, they didn't put a mask on him; they just put the clothes on him. But for me, it's like I really like with this dissolution of the DC universe that they had. If I was Marvel, I would just hire all that Justice League and make them into the Squadron Supreme.
dude, that would actually be so cool if that
Yeah.
fool was Hyperion. Oh
Yeah.
my god!
And
Like,
it's like
I mean, he needs to dye his hair though, but that would be really cool.
It's fucking MCU. They fuck up other shit than hair. Like he don't need to do the hair. Hey, I would like for that, but that's not an end all thing for me at this point because, like again, they're giving a shit. So it's like
he could probably do Sentry.
He'd be a good Sentry.
He'd be a good Sentry too.
Yeah.
Damn. See, that's what I'm saying. Like all of those ideas are better than Captain Britain. And I'm not saying that, I might have to actually see what his Doom is like to know if he would be better as Doom or Sentry or Squad Supreme. But yeah, I mean, it would be awesome to cast him as one of the Marvel's like Superman analogs. Like that would be really cool.
Like I mean, this might be a controversial choice, but even the Molecule Man, like I think he could play that. Like
he could play it really well. I just, it's
like
just
the acting wise, yeah. But again, the physique and everything, like you want him to be a superhero, not a Molecule.
Right.
I would like.
Could he do Gideon?
Yeah.
Gideon from like X-Force?
Yeah.
And that's like the dude was meant to be a superhero. It could be Shatterstar, he could be Gideon, he could be Forearm, he could be Random. Like
wait, Henry Cavill looks like Forearm.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
Look, get that man a head sock.
Yeah.
Get him, or it's not even a head sock. It's what are those things called? I don't even know. The 90s things.
That's
Tiger Claw says he's in Guy Ritchie's new movie.
Yeah,
Argyle. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
He's good at that. Argyle is actually really good.
Yeah,
and the twist is fun.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I want to watch it so bad.
Tiger Claw says not Argyle.
Not Argyle.
No, there's a new one with like a World War II one that I saw him.
Oh,
he's in that too. Yeah.
I don't even know.
Argyle. Yeah, no, Argyle is was it Matthew Vaughn's movie?
Oh,
the dude that did Kick Ass and Kingsman and all that.
Yeah, I get the two confused.
Yeah,
damn.
The thing is, it's Matthew Vaughn.
They both have that stylized, like that over style.
That's what I was saying. Like Matthew Vaughn is like when Guy Ritchie was good, then Guy Ritchie started being bad, and then now he's good again. Now I mix the two together. Like they're just one filmmaker. But dude, like those two dudes doing like like a Guy Ritchie, a real Thunderbolts movie, not what they're giving us, would be fucking tight.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah, that shit.
Right.
Is the Guy Ritchie.
That's a great title.
Yeah.
I love
it. Looks like a good movie.
Watch the trailer because it looks good. I mean, it's a Guy Ritchie movie. So
what if they get Henry Cavill to be Wolverine?
He might be that patch.
Everybody's too tall for Wolverine, but they get him anyway.
Not Kevin Hart.
He might be a better Sabretooth.
Henry Cavill might be a better Sabretooth. Like
what they'll probably do is they'll make The Rock Sabretooth and then Homeboy will be Wolverine, so you got that height differential too.
If they're smart, if they're smart, the MCU will stay as far from The Rock as possible.
Hey, why do you say that?
Because then we'll have a
look at how he fucked up Shazam.
Yeah,
they already have a little heart. They just need the Big Johnson.
Wait. So we're gonna blame the issues with the Shazam franchise on The Rock?
Yes.
Like that's who's the problem? You're crazy.
He got Cavill back in the Superman suit for that movie.
Yeah, and then what happened? They destroyed the universe just to get rid of him.
The universe needed to go.
Listen, I will tell you, and you all know, like it's like I'm no friggin' like DC fanatic, but I can promise you, like the friggin' like Black Adam wasn't the problem with DC movies. Like it wasn't a gem or anything, but that was definitely not the problem. Like, man. Like you
Like,
you
they
saw
got
those two Shazam movies, right?
they got 3 of the 4 Jumanji casts.
they
They
got
need
better.
to complete the set.
Like the second one is better than the first one.
I haven't seen either.
Listen,
I know.
you shouldn't, Mo.
You don't
run
have
around and be
to.
so angry.
But
Yeah.
yeah, honestly, and I know you brought this up, Lawrence, but the only real issue with the Shazam movies is Zachary Levi. Like he acts more childish than the person playing Sam.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
don't
it's
get me
like
wrong.
you said that I feel like that is actually the main problem
Sam?
with the movies.
Like which who's
Yeah.
Sam?
Huh?
Sam?
Not Sam, whatever his name is.
Billy.
I don't know
Batson.
their names.
Billy. Yeah. No, yeah. But
I think that
let me
was
put it
like
like this.
the first movie for sure.
If you got a better actor to play Shazam, those movies still aren't good.
Yeah,
Like
but they're
they're
not
okay.
bad.
But they're also
No.
they're based on the crappier Shazam like comics too, right? Like the new 52 ones.
Yeah,
No.
but loosely. Like not in
Yeah,
like
they're
only
not.
in some yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if you were to like base your work on a Judd Winnick run, it'd be different, you know?
I remember him.
I don't know that
I don't think Zachary Levi could do that, but you know. Again, I keep saying this to you, comic book movie studios with the adaptations. Just come to me, all right? Just ask me, and then I'll tell you. I'll do it for free. I'll consult for free. I'll just make sure you do good shit and you make money out of it. Yeah.
they do have to pay you, right, Mo?
I mean, $1 and maybe some. I mean, I do it for free, but legally they'd have to pay me at least $1.
Or get you lunch at least or something.
Yeah, you know, 1% of the back end.
Oh yeah. Like good luck with that.
Yeah. You know, lunch is fine. Lunch is fine. They don't know how much I eat.
So okay. All right, you guys ready to get into some reviews?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do some Blue Eye Samurai. But good lunch, not McDonald's.
Right.
Also,
no, it's more about gel coat.
When the fourth round would...
Don't you call
doesn't look good already. Jumbo Scampi for limited.
All right. So, Mo, man, why don't you tell us what's the deal with Blue Eye Samurai?
It is a historical fiction animated series. Hello, I'm Rap Boy. But it is you know, a historical fiction animated series based on Edo period Japan, and basically they blocked off all white people from coming in, all Westerners, closed the borders, and they dubbed all the half-breed people, you know, mongrels and deformed. And the story follows a young girl that is seeking revenge for the death of her mother and being treated like shit for being a blue-eyed kid, half-breed. And you watch her grow up and then take revenge, and then boom, hilarity ensues.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, that
8
pretty much
episodes.
long and short of it.
It's 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Once you watch one episode, you can't stop. So it's just I watched it all in one sitting when I did.
Man,
we actually talked
marathoned it,
about
huh?
it. I'm surprised we're actually talking about it because I just watched it for fun and I just brought it up for some reason just because I thought it'd be good to watch it. But I guess it is getting a season 2, so that's good. I don't know when that drops.
Yeah. So, with that said, look, you Mo, you watched it, like binged it all at one sitting. You said so. I suspect that means you liked it, enjoyed what you were watching.
Yeah, I liked it until the end. The end, I felt I didn't enjoy. Like
Mm.
they busted a Walking Dead where they get in bed with the enemy.
They set up for season 2.
Yeah, but still, like she could have figured out what London.
I'm agreeing with you though. Like
Yeah.
the whole show, this is her main thing that she wants to do, and then she doesn't do it. It just
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like that ending either, but I get what they were doing.
And wrecks
I
all of
get that.
Japan, like socio-politically too, in the process, because she couldn't kill him in the first place. So comes
Are we
back.
really gonna blame the
and
blue-eyed samurai for that?
Yeah, if she would have killed him then, that it would have happened different. On the first try, Again, she wasn't ready. That's the crucible, I get it. I'm down with it. But you tell me, give me a season where they don't kill him twice? Like
I mean,
imagine if this would have
I
happened on
hear
Death Wish. Yeah.
on
Or
what?
in like Death Wish or Kill Bill. Yeah. Like people would be disappointed. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Only because it's like there's a good reason behind it though. And that's the problem.
I mean,
Like
there
where it's
is,
like
but she could have figured out what London means without a white man. Like he could have died.
I don't know if that's true. Maybe.
She's smart.
Maybe. Like here
They also could have they could have done it in a way where she can get the information she needs and kill him. He's business partner
could be so.
with the other two. Like there's ways you could have done it. And it was actually kind of disappointing because up until that point, it was a very well written TV show.
Okay. So you really feel like that, huh?
A couple of confusing points. For me anyway.
No. Like what?
Actually, well, like I think my favorite episode is the one with the puppet show where they tell the story of the Ronin. Up until then, I thought she was on this revenge quest. These people killed her mother. And that episode, you find out that that's not how that story ended.
Right.
Well, when she goes back to the revenge quest, like at that point, it seems like kind of pointless. Like the reason she was doing it at first doesn't exist anymore, and it feels like now she's just doing it to do it. So it's still well written, but at that point, I'm like, okay, well then obviously she's just like, at like that episode describes, is she's turned into this revenge monster, or taken over by this demon, or however they describe it. Like she's just vengeance, and like there's no, like I was wondering what is she gonna do after this, after she's done, because then at that point she's got nothing.
Right.
Well, that's
right. No, I mean
the real thing is she hates herself. and she's killing them for creating her. And that's
Mhm.
really where it's all gonna go. And I think in the end she will find, like, she'll do the Harakare and just take herself out once the work is done.
That could be the case, or you know, like, I mean, she like she always said that she's not looking for like happiness, right? Like not looking for like uh like contentment after the fact, just just satisfaction, and that's it. So who knows? Maybe you know uh uh the ritual suicide is the way it goes after the fact, but maybe it's just regular life, just some place to be alone and not have to worry about people.
She technically has that house where the horses were being kept.
Yeah.
She did. She also did socio-politically destabilize Japan. So
She, she's obviously a very talented swordsmith. Like she's learned from the best.
yeah,
She could
Hmm.
just set up shop and live like the old man did by himself for years. Just
Hmm.
making swords. Somebody shows up, makes him a sword,
Yeah, that could be the case too.
and that was his zen too.
Yeah, man. Like I'll tell you, man. It like this show. Like I hear what you said, Oz, in regards to it being really really well written up until a particular point. I personally thought it was just well written all the way through.
Well, the
Um,
particular point is like the last 20 minutes
right,
of,
right. But
of 8 1-hour episodes.
yeah, yeah. And I know for myself, I was kind of like I wasn't certain how it was going to turn out. Like when you had uh the dude basically kind of saying like, "Hey, you need me." I wasn't certain because I like it really felt like it could go either way. But um, it's one of these things where it'll be interesting to see what comes next. At least I know for me, that's how I feel because I mean it is wild, and it's interesting because for me, like Mizu, the main character, gives off like some original trilogy God of War kind of energy, but just manifests in a different way. You know what I mean? Like that, like it's 100% like young Kratos. It's just, you know, it's the anger is just more focused, and more contained, I guess. And that made the whole series for me a joy to watch. Where I was just like, wow, like you know, it's like a force of nature just coming through and like wiping out things, which is awesome.
Also, a surprising amount of nudity
Yeah.
as I tried to watch this at work.
Right. No, I
But
agree with
it's
you.
not
I agree with you.
it's not like gratuitous either. Like it makes
No,
sense to the story.
it
And
does.
there's a few times where it's not even sexual, like the
Hmm.
catch the stick scene.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like it's just what's happening,
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Like and it felt, which is something that I haven't been able to say about something where I've seen nudity in a while, where it felt pretty even-handed in regards to like male nudity versus female nudity. I feel like a lot of stuff lately, you see a lot of men get naked and like uh they take pains to make sure that if women aren't clothed, like they don't show it, which is, I'm not saying I need any nudity at all, but it's weird to me that it's like, okay, well, you have nudity over here and not over there. And so this was like pretty much like it felt pretty even to me, But look, what do you think, Jay? Like we'll turn to our nudity expert, Jay. Like how do you feel about the levels of nudity and the evenness of male versus female?
One of the only reasons I champion male nudity in fiction is just so that I can enjoy my female nudity without, you know, without guilt, like guilt-free
Uh-huh.
enjoying. Like if there's some for everyone, then I'm happy. And I can enjoy my female nudity, and whoever likes the male nudity can enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't enjoy it, but I do think it should be there for the people that do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this show, I will say I only watched the first episode.
Oh, that's fair.
Unfortunately, only the first episode was on YouTube. So I didn't get to finish the series. But
Mm-hmm.
judging by the nudity in the first issue or episode, it is, I wouldn't say balanced exactly, but it does go both ways, which is great because the
Mm-hmm.
people that are into that. And Tiger Claw says, is the nudity done tastefully? I can only speak for the first uh, episode, in which, yes, it's very tasteful. You have like a scene where a guy's getting thrown out of a whorehouse naked, and another scene where women are trying to sell their goods, and it's very tasteful. I think God would approve.
You think God would approve?
There's like 2 or 3 like actual, like if it was a movie, would be like actual sex scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and 2 main ones that I can think of, and I think the way they were done, it's obviously a sex scene, like yeah, but it story wise, it fits with what you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to say not to say too much because one of them is like really spoilery.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but there's like two full episodes that take place in a brothel,
Mm-hmm.
and so
Yeah.
it's like when there's a scene and the characters are walking through a strip club and there's topless women over there, or there's topless woman over there treating this guy like a baby, and
Mhm.
so there's little things like that. And then yes, I don't know what Tire Claw considers tasteful, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not gratuitous is the
Mm-hmm.
best way I can put it.
I will say for me, the first episode had like just enough. Like I wasn't wanting more. Like I felt it was like just a good amount. And it was interesting to me, at least because, as I'm watching the first episode, I have a ton of internal dialogue. Like, they started showing like the nude characters. I'm like, oh, well, they're not going to show the main star nude. And, this was, I was thinking before, I thought, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's a girl. Like, that's definitely a chick character, which is not revealed until the end of the first episode. And then they reveal it, and I was like, oh, I was wrong. It's like, that's interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, very tasteful. I was not left wanting for nudity.
I think there is a point where it kind of borders that gratuitous area, but it's also those scenes are showing you the depravity of a character.
Mm-hmm.
So even then, it's part of the story.
Yeah.
It's not just nudity for nudity's sake.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, and I think like, I'm pretty sure we're thinking of the same place, the same point in the story, but even then, like considering like the things that are actually happening, it's like depicting what's happening is done as tastefully as that can be depicted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that I didn't tell you to stop. Like I laughed.
Right. Yeah. And I was like, man, give that young lady a raise. Like she needs someone to put her out her contract. It's crazy, man. But no, man, this joint,
that madam is probably one of my favorite characters,
dude.
In this
like,
whole
and
thing.
I think that's where this whole series shines. It's like all the characters are phenomenal, man, and it's just like you literally like I know for myself, I was like, it almost felt like you could follow any of them. And don't get me wrong, like Blue Eyes. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Friggin' Ringo's the man. Like, and that's what I'm saying, where it's like over the course of the series.
That scene where he fucked up the giant, I was like, man, this dude got his wish to come true. Like, this was really like the greatest.
Yeah.
Fucking not only he fucked them up with the food, and then he used that to his advantage to fight with whatever little bit he could fight, and won that fight in like 2 hits. Yeah.
And it's like literally like, I know that like I cared about what happened to like almost every character. Like where I was just like, like it genuinely was just like, man, I wonder what's going to go down with this person, or I wonder what's going to go down with that person. And so it's like, it's really interesting. And even in the course of getting to the end of the series, it's like, Mizu is the main character, but it definitely feels like, Mizu doesn't have to be. And you could literally like season 2, it would not surprise me if we definitely like touch base with a lot of the characters from the first season. Even though they're going to be like some of them are going to be separate, some of them are not going to necessarily be interacting with one another. So I'm just like, wow, like it's good. It goes back to the writing. I think like it's real good writing. And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like almost like every episode is written by like the same 2 people, right?
Yeah.
Like, which is wild. I'm like, man, like good for them, man. Like that. I don't like that's a hellified writing team right there. Like I feel bad. I should have been ready with their names. I know.
I'm looking it up.
Okay, thank you, Jay. I apologize for that to the audience, but yeah,
husband and wife team: Amber Noizumi and Michael Green.
There you go. Yeah, man. No, it like the characters are top notch. How did you all feel about the animation? Let's start with you, Oz, and then go to Jay and Mo.
It was good. It felt like part of me thought that maybe they did some mocap for it too. But the way they did it, I think if this was live action, it'd be like the not green screen, but whatever the Mandalorian uses with that technique.
Yeah.
Like with the
Engine
movie screen behind you, like
where
the Unreal Engine, the video game engine.
Yeah, like you get this like weird look that sometimes works, like in the Mandalorian, sometimes doesn't. But because it's all animated, I think it really makes everything kind of pop a little bit. Looks kind of 3D-ish at some points.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming it was like actually drawn, but it could be computer animated. I don't know.
It's a hybrid. 2D 3D hybrid animation.
Okay, and that's probably why I got that.
It's by French studio Blue Spirit, which
it works really good when you don't have live
call
characters, like live people. It can look really good, and just looked really good.
How about you, Jay? What'd you think of the animation, man?
Oh, I thought it was great. There's a scene in particular which is not a like the fight scenes are great, but there's a scene in particular where she's just like there on the ground and she takes off her hand and leg weights, and it just looks like phenomenal, like the way that looks. And she goes after her rival, and the animation definitely is great. Like when it's I'm tripping over myself, but yeah, I really enjoyed the animation. Everything looked good. The fight scenes actually look really good. I thought.
Yeah, the court. That's when like Oz kind of says where it kind of feels a little almost like motion capture because the fight scenes really in particular stand out for me. The colors in the animation and the vivid and the shadows and everything really add to the scene in every frame pretty much. I like the color palette, and then the animation with in conjunction with the voice acting I think really works for me. The lady
Let's just say, oh, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The lady that plays Mizu, Maya Erskine, like I'm a big fan of her. She's in the new the revival of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. She's Mrs. Smith, but she's in a better show that she did created and wrote herself called Pen 15. And
wow,
she plays a 12-year-old girl, and I guess she's roughly my age. So she's recounting her story of being in like 7th grade, and it's very similar to my experience being in 7th grade. So I love the show. It's like, oh man, she's like people that do shows like that, like the Eddie Wong show too, Fresh Off the Boat. Like it, it starts with him going to a new school for 7th grade, and that's kind of how my experience was too. So it's weird how similar experiences make, like we feel isolated then, but we're so similar looking back on it. But she's great, brilliant writer, brilliant comedian, and like dramatic voice actress too. Now I can add to her repertoire.
This studio also worked on Gremlin's sequel of the Mogwai. I don't know if anyone saw that, but they also worked on What If.
Oh nice.
Yeah,
man. But yeah, I love the animation too. Like it's pretty amazing, and like like the fight choreography is so good. Like I'm just like it blew my mind. Like, and it's crazy because it's like it's not like it doesn't necessarily invent anything new. It's just the way that it uses the kind of tropes of the genre. And I guess, you know what, maybe let me not say that, because maybe there are a few new ideas in there, but the fact is it just executes on such a high level, it feels like, with what it had. Like, I mean, the weights, like you all mentioned, is such a cool and impactful scene, but it's not like we haven't seen that before. But the way that it's done in that episode is so cool. And ironically enough, the weights are part of what made me kind of say, let me not say they don't bring anything new to the table, because the weights come back into play later. And I know for me, when I saw that, which I don't want to spoil it, but I was just like, I was like, this is some like amazing stuff that's happening right here.
But
It's so cool.
What that scene does is so beautiful because it does it in a sense like, okay, this is a cool badass, but they spent time
Yeah,
not just showing you how she learned that technique, but
yeah,
also what it meant to her. So like
right,
that's recalling something real painful, and she's fighting with
right.
pain and your real
Yeah,
hatred now,
yeah, yeah,
and it's fucking amazing. And then how she
yeah.
gets
It's like,
the sword because
yeah,
fucking amazing too. Yeah,
yeah. No, it's just like it is like what when we talk about how good the writing is, because it's like it could easily just be amazing fights,
yeah.
but like the fights tell stories, and there's like so much like emotion behind so many of the fights, and like so much like there like I said, like literally that scene that like we're not talking about it in detail, but that scene tells a story in and of itself in the background as well as in the foreground of the fight, and it's just like, man, it's something else. So yeah,
And it's
yeah,
it reminds me a lot of like those old like kung fu movies too, or even
hmm oh
samurai
yeah,
movies, but
yeah,
they
yeah,
can,
absolutely,
yeah, but especially the good ones where like the
yeah,
fights have weight to them, like emotional weight for the
100%.
characters, like they could do exposition during a fight, and I think that's what essentially Dragon Ball Z did, but to a fault, like,
Right.
but yeah, but yeah, that's so
The
good.
the studio that did this also, I give them credit for paying attention to little details. Like
hmm
there's an episode where she gets cut, like here somewhere.
hmm
And the next episode, like you actually see where it's like the clothes was stitched back together.
Yeah,
And
hmm
that's like a little detail that animated stuff usually just ignores. Like they would just have her in regular, they wouldn't take the time to draw in the stitches on the cuts
Right.
where she got messed up last time.
or depending on her
Yeah.
wound, like throughout the series, like how far along she is in her healing. Like you see little droplets of blood, and oh, she got cut there last episode. Now she ripped
hmm
one stitch instead of ripping all the stitches. Yeah,
Dude. Yeah, man. Yeah. No,
and for
that's
animation,
all.
that's an undertaking because people animation usually is, well, it's an art form, but it's also a way to cut corners too for certain things. So eh, the things that they choose not to cut corners here are the stuff that could easily be cut corners. Yeah.
hmm
It's
Yeah. I mean, it. Oh, go ahead, Mo.
it,
Oh,
no,
go ahead, Oz.
it's just kind of funny that they paid that much attention to like details like that. But it's still an animated fictional story. So like she has to be fixed up and stitched up, and she's telling the dude, "I'll be ready in 3 days or 2 days.
Yeah.
I'll fight you in 2 days when I'm healed up." I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, dude, just put you back together with a sewing needle. You're gonna need more than 2 days.
All
Take
right.
3, which I think they tell her. Yeah, take 3.
Yeah, man. Dude, yeah. It's something else. Like
But
I
at the
it,
love
same
I
time,
love
like Mo was saying, like she does something a couple days later and snaps her stitches, and she's got to be sewn up again. So
yeah.
I
yeah,
love the little, like they weave a lot of threads in terms of like B plot and subplot, and yeah, and one of those is the rivalry, like how it could have easily, like you saw it flowing into almost romance, but
hmm
it stopped. She stopped it, but it was like this dude literally like got a hard on sparring with her, thinking she's a dude. He's like, sorry, I've been thinking about the other chick a lot. I've been missing her. And she's like, yeah, don't worry, bro, I got you. Yeah,
I thought they were gonna do it at that point, and then again, a credit to the writing. What actually ends up happening in that scene was
it's
like it's
fucking
completely out of left field. It makes sense in the story. I wasn't expecting it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when talk about like, well, again, bringing it back to superhero fatigue. That seems to be the theme of the day, but it's like, they do something a little different, and some people would be like, nah, they should have just done it. And they're like, nah, man, that's not for the integrity of the character, the integrity, they're honorable people. Their whole rivalry is based on honor. And it's like that means more than your little wet penis,
Indeed.
Like, they actually signed a contract for a death match. Like, that's the
Yeah.
kind of honor we're talking about. Like, there's contracts. I think
Yeah.
and those other characters, random characters, have a duel, and like they even show their contract
Yeah.
to the audience. It's yeah.
Yeah.
5 out of 5.
Yeah. I know,
Even
right?
with-
Exactly.
Even with the bad ending, it's still 5 out of 5. Like for me,
Listen, I
I'm
dispute
just
that
gonna
the
rate it.
ending
I
is
don't know how
bad.
much life my camera has.
There it is. There it is. But no, we're at that time anyway, though. So look, we got you, Mo. Why don't you rate it, Jay?
I would give it a 4 out of 5. Like, I like the story. I like the animation. I like the goggles. The weights are cool. Like, a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you rate our review of the
Oz?
rest of the episodes?
Oh,
Say again?
What would you review our review? What would you rate our review of the rest of the episodes?
I would give it a 4. Like, you guys are pretty entertaining.
I will.
I was gonna say, Jay's about to say
Rachel
2.5.
suicided is-
Not impressed.
No, you guys are good.
There's nothing left for me but my own blade.
Like, I
Oz,
know
how about you?
realistically, I already wanted to I already want to finish watching it. So
Yeah.
you guys didn't make me want to finish watching it more. Like, I already just watching the first episode. Like, I wanted to keep watching it.
All right. Jay, we'll take the 4. Thanks. no need to tell us how useless we are.
No, but I enjoyed listening to you guys talk about stuff.
Don't give me your pity.
No, it's one of the reasons I do the show. Like,
That's too funny. How about you, Oz?
On my blade.
I'm gonna go with 4.5. Originally I was planning to do what Jay did and just watch the first episode because it was free, and ended up watching the whole thing. So,
Jeez, wow, there it is. Did you watch it at one setting too, or did you?
I couldn't because I didn't have that much time. Each episode is like 45 minutes, 50 minutes, or something like that. So
Yeah.
I couldn't. I didn't have the time, but I wanted to.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 5. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm like if you like martial art movies, like, you have to watch this. It's like, but even if you look, it's like it's so many different. It's so many different segments because, like, if you like revenge movies, I feel like you'd have to watch this too. It's like,
if you like anime that
like,
doesn't qualify as anime, like, you could watch this.
right. Nah, man, it's phenomenal, man. Like, you should mess with it. Take the recommendation for Fantastic Forum. I don't believe you will be disappointed if you put your time into Blue Eye Samurai. So, all right, y'all ready to talk some comics?
Yes.
Yes. Let's do it.
Snake Jazz.
Review. Review. Well, not like that, but like.
Yeah. Okay. We lost Oz. I was like, I don't be reading comics.
He's like, I will rest on my sword.
All right, Jay. I think it's only fitting that you tell us about Night Thrasher #1.
Okay. And I'm just going to be talking about Night Thrasher #1. I was going to go through his history, but someone else did it, and I put that in our Discord. So if you want to know like the history of Night Thrasher, check out our Discord comic section. And that brings us to Night Thrasher #1, where Dwayne has decided to take all of his toys and go home. He's shutting down the Taylor Foundation, despite the fact that it's doing good now, and despite the fact that his people are, using it to do good. Like, he's basically saying, it's got my name on it, so it's gotta, like, I'm done with it. Like, it shouldn't have existed in the first place. And he's not sure what to do with himself, but he ends up getting involved with these kids who are doing smash and grabs. And it turns out they can fight, and they can fight specifically him. And so he goes to find out who's the mastermind who's teaching his fighting style. And it turns out to be former New Warrior Rage.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Yeah, no, pretty much.
I remember last week, we don't need Rage.
Yeah, we don't. And look what happened. He turned into a bad guy. That's how much we don't need him. Like, he went to the other side.
Well, technically, Rage started as a criminal, though, right?
Did he? I think he might have.
Yeah, I think so. So he just going with his natural impulses. No.
Yeah.
He's the one that had that mask that looked like cat whiskers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a weird kind of like luchador / kitty cat.
Yeah.
I like
Lucha Cat.
Because the 90s.
Lucha Cat coming to Webtoon.
Yeah, because the 90s.
Yeah,
it's funny. I was reading Contest of Champions, and I put a panel into our private chat, and I also put it into our Discord, where the British Punisher is trying to explain how cool he is, like Night Thrasher is. And he's like Captain America, and he's Black Panther, and he's also Tony Stark, and he has a skateboard. And the chick is kind of like, I guess you had to be there.
Yeah.
It's literally how we've been talking to Larry forever. Yeah.
What?
Because Larry hates Night Thrasher, and partly because he hates skateboarding.
What? I don't hate Night Thrasher.
No skateboard in this issue, though.
Yeah, because
it was there. They broke it.
Yeah.
He just didn't use it, but it was there. He got it smashed. Like he got it smashed over his back, so they could be like, oh, like, I guess we can't have that next issue. And I'm like, oh, this fool had it though. He was like I'm sure he was mad as hell too. He was like, God damn it, my skateboard. God damn it. Not my skateboard, you son of a bitch.
You know how many kickflips? How much kickflips it survived to go out like this? Now nobody will recognize my silhouette.
Right. That's a superhero signature right there, right? They're like all of them. He's like 3/4 turn, so you can see the wheels. Oh,
My
dude. No,
sticker.
but no, honestly, Night Thrasher is not a bad character. It was just that he's like so steeped in the 90s that it was just like it's hard to it was hard to take him seriously outside of that. And like the books like Contest of Champions did a good job of like playing into that, but still making Night Thrasher like relevant for the time, where it was just like,
Right.
okay,
There are like three
yeah,
specific scenes where everyone is just like, dude, you're the 90s. Like
yeah,
at one point, Elektra, as a dead shot, is like, look, this isn't the 90s. You can't just say backdoor and have machines do what you want them to do. Like,
yeah,
oh, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, man.
As
But
someone
yeah,
that didn't read
so
Contest of Champions, uh,
uh-huh.
as someone that didn't read Contest of Champions, I felt like right where I left off, because last time I read him was him dying in Civil War or kicking off Civil War, and then he's back,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, it's right back from because I guess Contest of Champions takes place in another realm, right? Or how's that
Yeah.
work?
Yeah, it's in one of
So
the discarded realms from Secret Wars. Like one of the
okay,
discarded realms leftovers
so
from
yeah,
Secret Wars. And yeah, it's the
so like for me, it's
collector.
like I read them and then I read them again, 15 years later.
Right. Right. No, like I mean it is like that because I'm pretty sure like if I'm not mistaken in Contest of well like he actually mentions it actually in this book which and
Right,
I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, but it basically says like he got like plucked out for where he was supposed to die and then he got sent back afterwards. And so I don't know that anybody's done anything with Night Thrasher since Contest of Champions. Like maybe, but I don't
Like
remember if that was the case.
the last we see him, he's legit in damn, what was that team? He's in one of their towers. Like, hey, if it helps, like
BBC.
everyone's got memory loss because the collector didn't want them coming for him, and they're trying to figure out where they are. And Night Thrasher's like, well, if it helps, the last thing I remember is dying. And then that's the last time we see Night Thrasher, I believe.
Yeah.
What team was that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out.
Okay. So, Mo, well, like, I know you said it felt like you kind of just picked up where you left off. What did you think of this first issue?
I it was okay. The kids with the smash and grab feels a little like a, a little too weird. Like it's too I don't want to say preachy because it doesn't really do nothing with it aside from their like it's just too street hero-y, for him. But I guess that's what he is, and he cares about the neighborhood. There's also the that smash and grab shit is a product of the gentrification of their neighborhood that he's been protecting or was protecting before through the foundation and his parents' work and all that. So it's I guess it makes sense. So I think the story itself is more. It's a little. They try to make it a little deeper than just a straight superhero story, but it just doesn't feel it. Like the smash and grab thing might be a little. It just, I don't know. He's fighting a bunch of kids. Like it feels like when the Thing fights the Yancey Street Gang. Like he's a Thing. And it's like it's funny because they call him a sissy and all that, but they're just kids. So it's like,
Yeah.
but when you see that it's Rage and he's doing, like okay, where's this gonna go? I would give issue 2 a chance.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Um, yeah, it's interesting because I know when I read it, I was just like, oh, like I mean, the smash and grab thing is a big, or not well, maybe not a big, but it is like something that is like actually happening in this day and age, and like it, I was actually there was a part of me that was a little concerned where I was like, oh, is this gonna try to get preachy, and I was actually kind of happy it didn't. It was just like, no, like just like it's just kid thieves,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, okay, cool. And you know, that makes it so that he can be concerned, because I think if it wasn't children, he might have just been like, oh, like I could just catch them and beat them or whatever. But since it was kids, it was
Right.
like a little different. And,
That's where it
you know,
can
he's
get a
like, let me
little deep.
go and try to go down and find them, you know.
By the way,
And
real
look, there's
quick,
that one episode of Batman the Animated.
it was the Ultimates.
Oh, right, yeah, you're right. Night Thrasher was in the Ultimates for a hot second, or in the book. Yeah.
But there's that one
Did you finish
episode
saying what you
which
want
is
to
similar.
say?
I just wanted to remind everybody of that Batman the Animated Series episode where it's like that the kids are like Batman's fighting these little thief kids, and then it turns into be a
Right.
bigger, more nefarious thing. And it's a great
Right.
episode too. Like, so that's
Right.
why this kind of reminded me of that a little. And it's like, you know, I'm not gonna knock it yet. Like, I gotta read issue 2. Like,
Right.
if it doesn't get preachy because of that, then it's like, oh, he's just fighting a bunch of kids, but you know, including Rage in there, and then not going that way. I'm like, okay, let's read issue 2 then. Yeah.
Okay. Oz, how about you, man? What did you think of this issue?
It was fine. It's a number 1. A lot of backstory. A lot of, hey, this is what happened. I died. I didn't know that all the new warriors got killed. So,
well, not penance.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't, but even that team of new warriors wasn't the like, it wasn't all the original team either, right? It was like a different.
No, it was the TV show team.
Right.
So you had like Bacterium or whatever his name was, the guy that talked to Bacteria. Right, Microbe, Speedball,
Namorita.
Silhouette wasn't there.
Right.
Yeah. That team.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, some of them did, but not all of them. And like even and like Jay mentioned, Speedball, who was there, was like the only survivor, and that's it caused his transformation to become Penance. Which yeah.
I remember, man. He took on all that nitro blast.
Yeah.
And Captain America couldn't take a bullet.
Well, it was a time bullet. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, whatever.
No, it's just like whatever, right? But Oz, yeah, you're saying it was fine, but
it's a number 1. It's introduction to kind of letting you know where this character's been, where he's at, like mentally, with what he's doing with the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine. I don't know why Luke Cage is the way he is. Maybe
Luke
that
Cage.
It has he, is that what he's been doing lately, or is this like something new?
No, it's not Luke Cage. It's Rage.
Now, the funny thing is, I know I was just joking, but I did used to do that. Like, get those two mixed up.
Well, there is a design for Luke Cage, though, that does look like what Rage looks like in this book. And I don't remember if that was an Ultimate. There might have been an Ultimate.
It was Max
Comics Luke.
I'll just call him
Max?
The Marvel.
Yeah. The OG. Right. No, I think you're right. I think it was the Max. So, yeah, and so it's funny because
he has that chain that says Cage, like all across his chest, the gold chain.
Right. Yeah, because the 2000s. It's like all the eras have to have their signature.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I had all the Macs. I have them somewhere, all of them, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, OG, the OG is not a great name, but
And they say that
which
in the book too. Like they acknowledge
right,
it. But
it's
yeah, it's fine. I even enjoyed the silhouette story, the backup,
mm-hmm,
because like technically like nothing significant happens. There's not like a big battle or anything. It's you know, two kids seeing their dad on his deathbed, but the
mm-hmm,
way it's done, it's a nice little short story.
right.
Like, I just thought it was cool.
I don't even remember her brother, which I don't know if he was like a villain in New Warriors or what, but I was sitting here like, huh, like what was his deal again? Which I'm not saying I needed it for the story because the story was like you said, it was fine on its own, like that. But I was just like, I don't know, like who that is, and I can't remember. So, um, it's interesting with Rage because like Rage's whole thing back in the day was that he was like a kid that got like experimented on. So he looks like a grown man, but he's actually like a child in there. You know what I mean? Like it's like I think he was what was he 13 or 14 or something? Like
Something
Yeah.
like that.
yeah. And so it's wild because you know Rage as a character has been around for a long time now, and but we all know how comic book time moves differently than real time. And so when I saw Rage here and the way he was acting and stuff, I was like, how old is this fool now? Like, like I'm like, is he? Because I feel like that's a factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this fool's like, yeah, me and my kid gang, because we're kids out here. It's like okay, and he's the leader because he's the big strong one. Like, that's one thing. But is this fool like an adult yet? Is he 18? Like,
Yeah,
is he 20?
Well, how
Is he
long
26?
do they say how
that's his
long
Neverland
he was
Ranch.
dead? How long Thrasher was dead? Do they even talk about that?
It's
No.
however long time. Yeah, they don't give a specific time, but it's however time it's been in the in the Marvel in 616. You know.
It's been
Right.
it's been long enough that dude is mad that Night Thrasher wasn't there. And that's gotta be at least a year, right? I mean,
This fool's 15. No, like,
Well,
it's
it's
definitely more
more.
than a year.
It's more because it's still like, uh, yeah, because I forgot who. Like, how old is the kid? Luke Cage's kid.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Like, I feel
Because
like Luke Cage's
that's
kid
the
is
barometer.
definitely. Yeah, I guess because Luke Cage's kid is definitely like old, not anywhere near like she's not anything near a teen. She's at least like,
8 or
but she's
9.
like 5, 6, I think. Maybe
Okay.
even 7. Yeah, it could be 8. I don't think 9.
Is she
But
showing? Does she have her powers yet?
no, I don't think she has any powers. Not that
Mm.
I know of. So,
Because that's the barometer. Like, it was Jessica Jones was pregnant during all that. So
oh, okay. Well, there you go. During Civil War.
yeah, during Civil War and New Avengers, she was pregnant, and then
Gotcha.
I think so was
I
Julia
know
Carpenter.
she.
Julia Carpenter.
I
I don't know if she
feel.
was pregnant or she had a kid already, but that was like 2 during the initiative, and then
Gotcha.
yeah, so it just
in
because during the heroic age is when they started doing the the babysitter like casting
Oh,
call.
with Squirrel
Couch.
Girl.
Yeah, and
Okay.
D-Man, Black Knight.
Yeah.
what I'm seeing is as of the book, The Variants, issue number 2 came out a year ago. She's
The
listed as
variances as what?
she's listed as 3.5 in that book. In The Variants
That
issue
kid's
2.
not. That kid's not.
In that
3.5.
book.
Yeah,
So
like that. Look. So it's only been 3 years.
I didn't read that book. I'm on Marvel's website. So
Right. No, listen. Again, this is why we don't know, and I'm like that should be clarified if it hasn't been at some point. Like I don't know. I'm sure there have been other appearances of Rage that I'm very much unaware of.
The
But I'm like
last one was during Annihilation Scourge.
wait, the 3.5 you're talking
Annihilation.
about
Jeez.
Luke Cage's kid.
Right. No. Yeah, like that kid's older than 3.5. I don't care what they say. Annihilation Scourge is, I mean, man, that's great. Wait, is that something like at a revisiting of Annihilation, or is that like a
That's
Annihilation
when
tie-in?
Mr. Fantastic went to go fight the Cancerverse and their version of the Sentry.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure when. Like, what year is that came out?
Don't know. I'm on the
Okay,
wiki.
gotcha. Yeah. So, but yeah, all this to say, Rage is probably an adult, even though he might be young though. Like he might only be like 19, 20, 21.
Oh, he was in House of M too.
Man, but still, like House of M is like the teens, right?
Yeah.
That's like 2016, 2014, 15, somewhere in there.
No, House of M was like 2004.
Oh, geez, is it that long ago? Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's only
10
off by
years
10
old.
years. Damn. No, I can't. Is it
'Cause
really?
I was reading it before I met you, Larry.
Damn.
But like, I only knew about it. I wasn't reading it till you let me borrow the House of M books.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, time.
All right. But yeah, man. So
Now we're depressed.
I
We're
know,
gonna sleep on our
right?
swords tonight.
Dude, I was like, and this is a tangent, but I was just rereading some of like the old books, like the old team books, and I'm like reading Nomad, and it's like copyright 2010, and I'm like, damn, that's like 14 years ago. Like Jesus, like, because I remember reading it and being at Larry's house reading it. And it's like, I'm remembering that time. That's when we were doing the shows at the kitchen table. And like, man, 14 years sure does fucking fly.
Word. Now, for the record, I would like the record to reflect that when Jay says he's reading Nomad, he's not talking about Bucky Barnes. He's talking about friggin'
Nikki Barnes.
What is her Ricky Barnes, right? Friggin' Nomad from
Nikki,
like
not Ricky. Nikki. Nikki Barnes.
Her name doesn't matter.
But it does.
From the Nomad from Heroes Reborn. Nomad, which eventually she did end up, I think, in the 616, which again is a long history of characters that end up in the 616 that have no business being there. Where it's like,
geez,
why?
How many Nomads are there?
There's a lot of
Only
there's
one
at
that
least 3 or
counts.
4. No, well, that could be true, but it's not the one you think, Shay.
Pretty sure it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh my god.
There's one from the Thieves Guild, right? The dude from the Thieves Guild.
I've seen Jack Monroe,
Yeah.
Ian Rogers.
Yeah. No, there's a few, because I feel like there was one. Wasn't one of the people called Nomad in what's that joint? The team that they had Spectrum leading. Damn it! It was the funny book.
Which one's the Nomad?
West
that
Coast
has the
Avengers?
sunglasses?
Not West Coast. Great Lakes Avengers?
No, it's not. It's not Avengers. It's the one that the team with Spectrum and Machine Man and the Captain.
West
Oh, the
Coast
Agents of Hate.
Avengers?
Agents of Hate. That's what it is. Yeah. No. Yeah, it wasn't like. Don't get me wrong. Spectrum was a leader of the Avengers, but she was a leader of like the main Avengers, not West Coast Avengers.
In
I gotta
any
get those
case,
Agents of Hate.
we should say Night Basher. Back to Night Basher. Sorry for derailing.
Yeah, I don't know how much camera.
Was written by Jay Holtham, drawn by Nelson Danielle.
I think you're right, Danielle.
And what did you guys think of the art?
I wasn't a huge fan of it, honestly. It's not terrible, but and honestly, there were some parts or some points in the book where I was like, I liked how it looked, but there were more points where I didn't like it. But what did you all think?
There's a point where they do the shadows and they do the little like dot matrix thing that we have on our F logo that Oz had to do one by one. But they realize there's a film that they do, and then they just press it on and then peel it off, and it's like they do the shadows that way a lot. I've seen them do it a lot. Jock uses it a lot, and like Matteo Scalera too, and Riley Rosmo. And now there's a plugin for you could do it. So like, man, maybe we need to redesign the logo. But either or, they did it, and it didn't look as impressive as other stuff. But it wasn't bad art. The art was serviceable, and the story was good. It moved the story along. So I'm not it's knocking it as it sounds. I'm not trying to knock it, but it was serviceable art, and it was a little had a little consistency issues, but very minimal. But either way, it was serviceable, and it really moved the story along. So I can't complain about it.
And that I can agree with. Like, I feel like, the drawings themselves weren't necessarily my particular cup of tea, but they definitely did the job in telling the story. Like, there was no and that's something that it always bothers me and baffles me when I see like an unclear panel where I'm like, I don't know what's happening, or when a panel comes and it's like it feels very, very disjointed from like one panel to the next. Where I'm like, well, how do we get from this to this? Like, it's like, yeah, my imagination fills in some gaps because that's what comics do. But it's like, what in the world are we doing from here to here? Like, what happened? So it's like none of that did happen in this book. Yeah. So what about you, Oz? How'd you feel about it?
First of all, I need to read me some Jack Monroe Nomad books. This dude looks badass. Fucking Snake Plissken looking motherfucker.
Guy with the long hair.
Yeah,
I love that
got
guy.
like the big shades and there's one with a trench coat. Man.
Yeah, they were saying they used to be like when we were kids. We used to say he was Gambit's brother, but I don't think they're brothers. But they are enemies.
Yeah.
Art wise, it's fine. It's good. It's fine. I don't have any complaints.
Okay. Well, there you go. Wow. Well, look, I don't know if I've ever heard Oz say that
It's
before.
no, it's a main Marvel book. Well, I don't know if it's a main Marvel book. It's a Marvel book. It should look like mainstream comic book should. If it was bad art, then yeah, I'd definitely point it out. But it was on par, if not a little bit better than what it should be.
Okay.
For a big two.
There it is. Gotcha.
I agree.
Okay. Well, there it is. All right. Well, look, should we rate Night Thrasher?
Yes.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Jay, what'd you think of Night Thrasher #1, buddy?
I just love that we have a Night Thrasher book right now.
Right, because Jay
5
gets
out of
whatever he
5.
wants. Right. like wait till you read Silhouette #1. Oh my god.
Oh
No.
my god. Dude, that would be
Uh,
awesome.
uh,
I love Silhouette.
Oh yeah, listen, we know. No, Oz, what'd you think of Night Thrasher #1?
I'm probably gonna go with a 4. It's a #1, and it's interesting enough to get you wanting to read the second one. Especially, they saved like I don't want to say the best stuff, I guess, because that kind of sounds off, but the action kicks in at the end, and the results of it make you want to pick up the next issue.
Mhm.
I don't want it to sound like I'm disparaging it. It's not a bad book. I actually did enjoy reading it.
Well, there
You
you
know
go.
me, I hate the words.
Yeah. Moses Magnum, what'd you think of Night Thrasher #1?
I give it 3.5, but it did get me to want to read issue 2. So, and I'm happy for Jay that he gets a Night Thrasher book. So that's always nice. And, yeah. So, yeah, I will read issue 2 for sure. But
Yeah.
it could be a little. We'll see how it plays out. Again, it's what I didn't like here is actually how it ended up playing out. Like I said, it pays off in the end. It works in the end, and that's what's going to get me to read issue 2. So it did its job.
Right. I agree with Mo. I think 3.5 is the rating for me, and I did find reading the book enjoyable. It's not not necessarily the best book, but it's far from the worst. And I would definitely like to read the second issue. So that's what comics are supposed to do, right? Read the next issue, sell the next issue. So yeah, there it is. All right. Oh no, we lost Moses right at the end. Look, well, GoPro webcam is his final thought. So, all right. Jay, final thoughts.
I'm probably gonna have to get Netflix so I can watch this Avatar thing. But I'm gonna rewatch Carol and the End of the World first.
That's fair. Oscor, final thoughts.
Most cock cam looks way better than that GoPro. You should have just had that going.
His cock cam.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it's the camera that's usually on his cock for our OnlyFans, or his feet for his private OnlyFans.
His private OnlyFans. They call it MonlyFans.
But I just sent a new video to our QA department to review, and there's more on the way.
Good job. Moses Magnum, final thoughts.
Yeah, technology is a fickle mistress. But yeah, we do our thing here and expect more of what we do and more of what you like. And then if you tell us what you like, we'll give you more of that too. But in the end, it's what we like. So yeah,
I'll give.
So like us, subscribe us, and hit the bell.
There it is.
Did we run out of music?
Hey,
we did.
We've run out of audio. That's what happens. But here, bam. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. We'll be back next week. But until then, we're the Fantastic Forum. Good night.